Hello everybody and welcome to Will's World. My name is Will and this is my world. In today's episode we've got something fun planned. We're going to be doing a building episode, a project that I've wanted to get going for a little while now here, even longer than the library. I've been talking about this particular project, which is, as I run into this lamppost because I can't see where I'm going. Anyway, this project has to do with making this town more defensible, fortifiable, impenetrable. In today's episode, we are going to be working on the front gate to this village. And the idea here is that we have this massive bay. Naturally, we have Pestilence's enormous and amazing castle in the sky, but this bay area here I thought was a really neat spot to have. Like, I mean, if we think about the story of this world, right? This is the first village that we have visited, and therefore, in my mind, it's also the first village in this particular world. And so how would they have arrived here? Well, they would have arrived by boat. So this bay area in the ocean looks like a great port of arrival. And so the idea is the front gate is going to go right around this area here, and it's going to wall off. We're going to build walls to either side of the front gate that wrap around the whole village. But the main feature, of course, is going to be the gates to the city. So that's our plan for today. I want to build this front gate entrance area. So it's going to take a lot of spruce. And it's going to take a lot of cobblestone because that is the basic theme for this Minecraft village. When I first got here, seeing as this village is parked in a spruce forest, the palette is spruce and cobblestone. So that's what we're going to use to make the front gate and to make all the walls. We kind of broke the palette a little bit with the Librathedral back there, but that's like, the village has been settled, right? And they have the one big building that kind of stands apart from all the rest. And I definitely did not want it to be the sugarcane farm back there, which is still, yeah, the tallest building in the village, but it's nothing compared to the Librathedral. But in any case, that's the plan for the episode. We're going to build this awesome gate. We're going to have a lot of fun doing it. Let's dive right into it as soon as I gather all my materials and get ready to do this thing. So, running back to the house. As always, guys, back in a flash. Okay guys, so as you can probably see, I've got kind of a framework and base layer down. This is kind of how I start all of my builds. I try to think about where they are and where they are going. And so with this gate building, what I know that I want is I want this first level to be in line with the rest of the wall. As you can see, we're going to have to start climbing this hill very shortly, which is going to make for some very interesting shapes along the wall, because it's got to go, I think, nearly to Midas's Mushroom Heaven, or Midas's Mushroom Mania, whatever you want to call it, and then cut a left, go almost to the Librathedral, cut a right, hit that shore over there, cut another left, and then come back around. But the main idea for this wall is this spruce wood pillars with a cobblestone base, which I think is going to be a really neat look for this village. If you can picture it coming in here, this first, like, 3 sections here, Obviously, the middle section is the gate into the town, and then these two sections are going to go up higher than the rest. Oop, I'm gonna drown. They're gonna go up higher than the rest of the walls. We're gonna have like a guardhouse on top of this entranceway here. So it's going to be a lot like the rest of the houses here in the village. Of course, the first two, as you walk in, are one story, but if you get deeper into the village, there are some examples of some two-story buildings. So we're going to start with a cobblestone base, and that cobblestone is going to go all the way up for this first floor, and then on top we'll start using the spruce wood planks to build essentially a house. It's going to be a house on top of the city gates where the guards can live and still watch over the entrance to the town. And then obviously, next point of interest or call to action or whatever you want to call it is to turn this bay into, I mean, it's not massive, right? It's not huge, but to turn it into a fairly good-sized harbor for the ships coming into the village. So you can see the base here and the idea of what I'm going for. My next step is going to honestly just going to be to flush out the first floor here, the basic shape of it, and then to flesh out how I want the upper floor to look. I am fairly certain I want the upper floor to be wider than the base so that it hangs out over the front and the back. And I think it's gonna lend to a really, really neat look. I think we're gonna have that second floor go across the three sections up front, and then these two sections here will jut out. This will be all open air, and these two sections here will be like the guards. It's going to be the main bunk rooms. Obviously, we're gonna have a portcullis coming down here. So this middle section has to be like where the portcullis goes up into the gatehouse. But then these two sections are like where the guards live and whatnot. And there will be windows and stuff out front for them to go forward, man the gate, and look out over the bay to make sure nobody's coming in to attack the village. So that's my next step in this build, and I'm going to get that going. And, oh goodness, sorry about that. Timer's going off telling me that I've been talking too much. So I'm going to get to work. I'm going to get to work. And as always, I will be back in a flash. Okay, guys, I am back. And I'm climbing the tower because I want to go over here and show you what I've done so far. And, yeah, you can, yeah. All right. Very carefully. Very careful. There we go. Look at that. Look at that. Isn't that neat? I think it turned out pretty okay. The roof is a very interesting shape. It the shape of the building itself informed the shape of the roof in a really neat and interesting kind of way that I think lends a lot of interest to the build itself. As you can see, it's not been detailed yet. I threw in a couple of doors down at the bottom, but aside from that, no windows, no shutters, no nothing. It's all just it's the base layer of the build. I also went ahead and started working on bringing the wall out from the gatehouse and out this way a bit, and now I'm like stuck. Let's go over here. Nope, come on. There we go. There we go. So you can see how the wall is going to follow the edge here and then keep going that way, and eventually it'll wrap all the way around. That's going to be a heck of a project, I'll tell you that much. And I keep running out of cobblestone. Of all the things in the world to run out of, cobblestone has become a scarce resource for me. Gonna have to check in with like Pest and BT and see if they've got any that they'd be willing to throw at this project. We'll just have to see. But let's get over there and take a better look at it. And yeah, so here we go. This is from the inside of town, and the idea here is that the lower section is like we've got these little kill slots in the walls here. So if bad guys were coming in, first they would drop the portcullis to block them and whatnot. But if they somehow manage to destroy the portcullis, well then you've got these little like murder holes where the guys can be on the inside shooting arrows through or using spears or whatever. So I thought that was really, really neat. Out here in front, we're going to have to do a little swim, a little bit of a swim here. But yeah, as you can see, that roof shape is just, it's pretty neat. I like it a lot. But it is very plain right now. As you can tell, it is very, very plain. So we're going to have to add in some windows. I was thinking of maybe doing a balcony in this middle section here. We'll have to see where the imagination... Oh, thank you, Dolphin. Where the imagination takes me. I've plotted out... This is going to be a very basic wall. But the entire wall is going to have these little slots going through it here, and I've hidden a torch back inside, so hopefully that'll light up in the dark. But it's a very basic kind of pattern that we're just going to continue all along the entirety of the wall, where it's a beam and then 5 stone and then another beam and then 5 stone and another beam, and it just continues that way for the entirety of the wall. And obviously I kind of ran out of steam over here, but it's going to have a walkway on top of the wall so that people can patrol, and there will probably be like guard towers every so often. We'll have to see how that works out. First, I just want to get the wall done. Real quick, like I said, there's not much on the insides of these yet. I think I'll probably do like some weapon racks or something and some storage down here. But the way you get up is with that ladder. You climb up, and here you go. And we're gonna have like bunks. This is gonna be like living and eating quarters for the guards. And then naturally, this wall over here will have a bunch of windows. And here is where I was thinking about doing that balcony. This kind of represents where the portcullis goes up when it's in the up position, and then they can drop it. I think I'll put like maybe like an item frame with something in it to kind of symbolize like a wheel that they would turn to raise and lower the drawbridge. I think that could be neat. And I'm definitely going to give this place a ceiling. I don't think we're going to leave it vaulted like this. I think I'm going to come across with an actual ceiling instead. But I think it's going to be cool. As you can tell, you can go out onto the wall, and this kind of pattern thing here will just continue all along the walls of the town. But with that being said, I've got a lot of work to do adding detail to this, so let me get to that, and I will be back in a flash. Okay, guys, I am back, and we are pretty much done. I think. I think we're about as done as I want to be today. There may be some more work done in the future where maybe I'll go in and throw in some texture variation. Mix in some mossy stone or mossy cobble with this regular cobblestone. But that's like minor details that we can do, whenever. For right now, though, this has taken so very, very long, although I do think it's turned out really, really well. So, as you can see, we've got some planter boxes underneath the windows here. I don't know if you can see from down here, but those windows, they don't have glass in them. as this is, and there's another window back there, so maybe you can see that better too. And we'll go up inside. But I used fence gates for the windows, and I think it's a really neat look, especially for a building that is ostensibly a fortification. You know, I don't think they would want glass windows, something that could be easily broken. Instead, they've basically got barred windows, which are more durable, plus you can fire arrows through them. So, you know, the bonus right there. As far as plants, I didn't want to go all flowers and niceness on the gate. You know, it's more of a military structure than a pretty structure. So I went with the berry bushes because they are so very prevalent in this area, and they're thorny. So, you know, it kind of denotes a bit of, yeah, like fortification. Let's see. I've got torches along the inner walkway here for some lighting. I think that works out really nicely. If we go through and look at the front, I added that balcony, and it's got a little bit of a, oh, what would you call that? I guess it's just a roof above it to keep the guys out on the balcony out of the weather. But then we've got some lanterns hanging from the outside as well. And the windows here, you'll notice I've only got a fence gate in the top half. This is to further facilitate the ability to fire arrows out of those windows at oncoming attackers, if there ever were any. I think I think as far as detail goes on the outside that things are looking great. One thing, I've put stairs in the bottom corners along the walls as well, and I think it looks cool, but that is going to be so much as far as resources go to complete this wall if we continue this pattern all around the wall. That's just going to be so much. And it's dark oak, too. It's not like a readily available kind of wood over here, but I don't know, it does look really cool. We have to go through and do some bone mealing yet to kind of sink this place into the world some more. Right now it's looking very like manicured and sterile, and it's not my favorite thing in the world. Anyway, so here we are inside, and we've got swords on the walls. This is supposed to be kind of like an armor rack. We've got barrels down here, basically just storage. If we head upstairs, ooh, for one thing, cool view out these windows, shooting bad guys and whatnot. This is my idea for how it's some kind of lever or wheel or something that operates the portcullis. Gosh darn it, I am sorry, guys. I'm gonna have to... Give me 1 second, I'll be right back. Okay, sorry about that, guys. Facebook messages blowing up at the exact wrong times. Anyway, I've mirrored that on both sides of this. Kind of like a wall here, but it's where the portcullis goes when it's raised. We've got our little window here. More windows here. We've got side doors that go out onto the wall on either side. The wall is a huge project that'll be ongoing, but it'll be cool. In here, however, this is one of the guards' quarters. So we've got 4 beds. This is a very Spartan design. Just beds and storage. And swords. A couple paintings to kind of spruce it up a little bit. But it's a guardhouse, so it's nothing spectacular. And all I've done is I've mirrored that same thing over here on the other side. So I think it's a good look, and I think it really works for this build. And then naturally we've got the balcony here, looking out over the bay. And we're going to have a really nice, like, harbor going on in here. And I might build, like, 1 or 2 big boats in the harbor. But listen, guys, I think that's all the time we've got for today. I should probably go sleep real quick before I do the outro. So, hold that thought. Be right back. And take 2. Alright guys, yeah, I'm pretty sure we are out of time for this episode. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you had fun watching. Tell me what you think about the build. If you liked the video, you know what to do. Leave a like. Hit that subscribe button. Ring that bell so you get notified when new episodes come out. I think that's it, right? That's all the YouTube-y stuff. Yeah, I think so. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. I've been Will. This has been Will's World. You be excellent to each other, and we'll see you in the next episode. Bye, guys. Bye.